and less people kind of discover it live and just jump in. But for the most part, this is just between you and me, and I figured it'd be fun to do so people can get an idea of maybe doing some more of these. I think it'd be fun. But so yeah, Chris, you're a member of my Patreon group. Um, I know you hit me up about doing this portfolio review and stuff, so I figured it'd be pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to definitely looked up to you back in the day, so I wanted
Okay,
to see what your input.
nice.
So I was like, I
I saw.
definitely rocked. I definitely rocked you when you were in Echo. I
Okay,
used to rock your shirts all the time in high school. I was
nice.
like, so I knew that was how it was introduced
Cool,
back in
cool,
the
cool.
day.
All right, that's cool. So where you coming from? Where you hitting me from right now?
I'm from Long Island. I'm in Uniondale.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, I'm from Queens, but I moved out here with my family like years ago.
Gotcha.
So that's where I'm at right now. And I went to school in the city, so I basically know, BK, Manhattan.
Okay.
I used to ride over there. But yeah, just I want to move actually to Greenpoint. That's my
That's the
goal is
goal.
to move out there. But fucking money's crazy right
Uh,
now.
yeah, I hear you, man. Is that what you do? What do you do? You're an artist, obviously.
Yeah, but I do like my day job. I'm a doorman.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
So that's just pays the bills. But freelancing, commissions here and there. But I'm just getting a portfolio just so I can be more consistent and you know get hired by either one of these companies and shit, so I can just have a steady paycheck. But
Yeah. I mean,
it's
so
yeah,
so let's get into it, man. Show me. Let me see what you're doing. You said you do a couple of different kinds of things. I mean,
yeah.
the floor is open, so we can get into it.
All right.
I want to see what you got first, and then kind of
I'll,
feedbacks and show me what your goals are or where you want to what you're trying to work towards. We'll just go, man. Let's get some visual stuff first, and then if anything, I can kind of draw examples and shit too. I've seen some other artists do kind of portfolio reviews and do Q&As and stuff like that. So
okay. Yeah.
it's
So I
it's
just I
always
just want to go over my. So I do the graph first because I know like graph is that's how I kind of started back in the day. It was really graph comic books, and that's how it got me into what I do now.
perfect.
So basically, I did this a while ago, but it's kind of like a piece.
Okay, flip it sideways to the right. There you go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. I see what you got going.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You painting them? Are you painting much, or is this like
I
book
used
stuff?
to,
Or
yeah, I want to paint. I mean, I got arrested twice, so that's why
yeah.
I took a hiatus back in like the late 2000s.
Okay.
So basically, I had to lay low for a bit.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean it catches everybody.
but I got
My first art show was a result of having I think two or three open cases at the same time and having to take that energy into indoors basically. So, you
oh my
know,
god,
I turned I guess lemonade and from lemons or whatever, but yeah. So no, it's all good, man. But that's cool.
yeah. I'll let you know my mentors. I mean, I don't know if you know Sonic,
Yeah,
Sonic Bad.
of course, man. That's the homie.
Yeah,
He's an OG right
yeah.
there.
I love Sonic. I knew him back when 5 Points was up.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
Sonic's the homie, man.
yeah,
Sonic's the
so
OG.
yeah, Jesse. Yeah, Jesse's dope.
Yep.
And Tats, I did an internship with Tats,
Okay.
Bio, BG, and all of them back in 07.
Nice.
So I
Yeah, those are the homies too, man. So yeah, you're in good
yeah,
company.
for sure, for sure.
Oh,
So yeah, this one is an old one. I write my tag is like Maroc. So
okay.
that's something what I if I was to go out now, it's what I would do. So hope everyone knows
Nice.
now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
drew I drew this shit. Yeah.
it's all good. Yeah, I like to play with letter you know, combos and shit like that. So it's always fun to play with different letter setups and
Yeah, I like the letters. That's why I took it, man. 'Cause I like the M, the K, and the shit. I'm like, yeah, I like these letters.
yeah, man. All right, so let's see. I'm just playing around here. Just give
Yeah,
some
so I did
visual.
this. That's like a She-Hulk, like kind of like China from
Okay.
WWE. I did some shit like
Okay.
that.
This is markers, I guess. I'm looking at or what?
Yeah, it's marker. Yeah,
Okay.
all markers, all like just layering kind of
Cool.
thing.
Cool. 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 Okay. I'm getting an idea of what you got.
I drew
Cool.
this nude and shit. Oh, that's all pen. I do ballpoint pen.
Nice.
So just getting that shit up there, and then
Go back to it. Go back to it again.
yeah,
Is it? Oh, okay. I thought it was upside down for a second. That's cool. It's all rendered
yeah.
in
It's like a yoga
ballpoint.
pose.
Cool. 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 All rendered in ballpoint pen. Okay. Cool. You got it.
This one is
Nice. That's cool.
Tiva. It's like watercolor. I
Yeah, I was
call
gonna
it water.
say it looks like watercolor. It's
Yeah,
cool.
like
But
yeah, portraits.
you got a good grasp on the female face, which is a big hurdle for a lot of people. So you already have a good grasp on proportion and having things not look kind of awkward. If you ever notice, sometimes the three-quarter face on females, sometimes people don't spend attention to it, and it could kind of overall at the end, it kind of has a weirdness to it. But you got a good, pretty good three-quarter, proportions in the cheek and the outside, the shape of the face and stuff. So yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
it's minor tweaking and then just repetition on your end. So it's not like I have to take you too far if I was going to give you any feedbacks.
for sure. Yeah.
The
Thanks,
neck
buddy.
is a that neck right there would
Yeah.
be a little thick. I would kind of push the blue into the neck area in the front, but that's
Mm,
just minor stuff you could adjust in the earlier phases before you went to watercolor. But it's all fixable stuff if you did want to go back to it.
yeah.
But yeah,
This book is old. This is from like
yeah,
years ago.
okay.
I show here and shit. Like I definitely got better.
Yeah, man. I could already tell, dude. Your characters are dope. You got good style stuff. So yeah, man.
Thanks, Ewok. Yeah,
I'm appreciate I appreciate what you got going on. So
Chris. So
I'm
right now,
looking. Just work with me because I'm looking to the left at an iPad that's a little lag behind. So I'm trying to stand and look at my phone. So I'm looking at it through my phone right now. But yeah, that's a dope portrait right there. So
yeah, a little cartoonish.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's stylish. It's cool. It's like what people are trying to do with this AI these days. But when you do it by hand, I prefer the person's
yeah.
artistic integrity going into the drawing as opposed to some AI kick
Oh
out
my.
some result. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking like that. Yeah, I mean it's cool.
Yeah,
It's a cool tool. Like let's say if you
yeah,
need an idea, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like the fact that it's like
It
I
has
don't know.
its it can have its pluses. I can already see what it could be, but I also could see the part that people are gonna use as a crutch and then stop drawing and stuff. So I'm already seeing like the goods and the bads of it.
Yeah,
But
it's you gotta be careful. I don't want to get
yeah,
my shit fucking copyrighted, and it's
yeah,
scary.
it's a tough one. But yeah, let's keep going, and then we can come back to stuff where you can try and show me some new things or whatever you want. Man, we got the floor here. That's cool.
Wizards.
Yeah, man. That's dope. That's dope.
So that's so Marat MER and then Avatar the K.
Yeah, as a character, as a K, as a A.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's like I love that you do that too. When I used to you do characters with your letters, I kind of like that too. I guess as or artists, I kind of like feel like sometimes it adds more
Yeah, I mean,
to
I've said it in a few different interviews. I always appreciated the guys who could do characters next to their pieces, and so that was an early goal for me. Is to I wanted to be rounded in a sense where I could add a little character next to my piece and not have to worry about the guy next to me doing a character and stuff like that. So,
yeah. There's a one piece I loved you did in Broken Windows.
mhm.
You did one. You did like a Spider-Man Venom piece. It was I think
Oh
the
yeah,
early
yeah,
two.
yeah, yeah.
I
That
was
was in
like, damn, like,
Queens.
he did that shit dope. I was like, it was so like clean in terms of like how you just interpret it in the spray paint. It didn't look corny and shit. It looked like straight up just like,
I
damn,
think.
that's like,
Oh, I mean, you know my work, so I don't tend to do other people's artwork. But I think that was one of the first times I wanted to kind of take the aesthetic from comics and do like a full comic layout. So I'm pretty sure that was an Eric Larson original layout from some comic, and I just wanted to do
oh,
this
okay.
the cityscape and do the proportions and everything in the vein of Eric Larson's work, who was
Yeah,
an
I know.
early comic influence. So that was a wall in Queens that I don't even know if it ran too long. It was kind of on the side of an auto body shop, and we got flicks, and I think that was it. I never saw it again, but yeah, it was a fun little wall.
Yeah. Nah, that was I remember that. I saw that. I
Yeah,
was like, oh shit. Because then
I-
you what you did, you mixed comics with Graff. I'm like, yo, that how come no one
yeah,
else is
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that? I
Yeah,
was like, what the
it's
fuck?
always been in my DNA. It's just kind of surfacing these days a little more because of my I don't know, my bucket list and what I was doing around COVID and shit. So, but yeah, so let's keep it going. So how
Well,
old are you if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 34,
Okay, cool. Just
so
checking.
I'm in my yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm a millennial, but
So it's-
I'm like the 80. I'm like the not too. I'm like older millennial.
yeah,
Like
that's all good. So what is this here? What are we looking at?
this
Let
was
me.
like a concept for a friend. He wanted me to do like characters and shit, which
Okay.
I didn't. I guess I didn't like. I didn't. Nothing turned into anything, but it was just like concepts. So these were
Yeah.
like
So
characters.
it's like someone giving you an idea and you taking it, seeing where it goes.
Yeah, and just he wanted.
That's fun. It's always fun because it makes you do things you're not used to trying to do for yourself.
Yeah, no, it makes
I've
your
had
brain
some
work.
I've had some good results doing things for other people that I would never have done for myself. So I see what you got going on. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
little Blade Runner kind of gun right there.
yeah, that's a fucking gat. And like some other shit, and
Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So what
the
is it?
sketchbook is pretty. The
Are you
sketchbook's pretty dope, Ewok. This is a Strathmore,
okay?
but it's a
Yeah. Okay.
mixed media because it's you can do a lot of mediums on here.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. So now, when you do a page that you're trying to kind of come to a finish, are you preparing these on paper separately first, or are you just opening the book and trying to start right there on the page?
I do thumbnails,
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna
but
say
like
like
again,
prelims, like little prelim layout kind of
yeah,
stuff.
I was told to start doing color thumbnails, color comps, because
Okay.
that's what I was my questions because it's like when you look at color, but there's a way that it's you're just playing with saturations or kind of like warms and
Yeah.
cools.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't I'm kind of lazy. I don't do
Yeah.
that.
I would use blue and red color pencils because that's kind of like an old animation trick for me back in the day. And
Mhm.
it's a softer line than black, so you don't feel so committed to like a black ink line or a pencil line. So for
Oh,
me,
okay.
it's a softer line that I can get what I want to get down, and then when I feel like it's there, then I can kind of outline it a little darker. And the red over the blue, it gets darker, so you kind of can build up your final line, if you know what I mean.
You have are those the is it like a blue pencil like for comics and then like
Yeah, here I'll show you what I got. This is uh this is kind of like the standard for me. I guess a Prismacolor. I don't know if you can see that.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, the color
Yeah.
races, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I
those
go
are
through these by
yeah.
the boxes, man. I go through these by the fucking boxes.
It's
So
fucked up because I went to Blick and they said they don't sell all the colors anymore.
yeah,
They
so
only
it's funny. The blue that I just showed you, this one. I don't know if it's going to
yeah.
translate on YouTube, but this is a blue that's not the blue that they make nowadays. So I have a hell of a time trying to hunt down the boxes of the old stock because the new blues aren't the same.
They fucked the lead
Let
up.
me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just preference or something. I don't really know. The new ones, when you get blue now, it tends to come like this kind of shit, which is just like a weird, different
Yeah,
kind of
that
blue.
blue sucks.
Yeah, it's not the same, but you know, I'm learning on different, trying to use different tools and see if I can find other. I guess this is another blue I try to use, but it just didn't really kick the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got desperate. My pencils were getting so small. I ended up going out and getting like these little weird extensions so I can like use like a nub just to use. Yeah. So
You're in BK, right? Because there's there used to be an art store
okay.
in Brooklyn, but it's not Blick. It's like something. It's called something else. You know what I'm talking
Probably
about?
probably Utrecht. Utrecht.
No, it was
Hmm.
another art store. It was
Where was this at?
I think it was by Sunset.
Sunset. Hmm. I'm not familiar. It's gone now or what?
I think they closed up.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
after
I think
before the
it is.
pandemic. I think that was it.
There was one. There was a good store in on Broadway and over in Williamsburg, Bushwick that I think closed around COVID.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. I think that's the one. That was big, right?
okay.
Like you go in
Okay, yeah, it was
there.
pretty big. Had it
Yeah, that's the
downstairs.
one.
Had it downstairs and shit.
I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I saw.
Yeah, a lot of things closed up from COVID. I don't know. That's pretty dope. What's that all about? That's pretty
Yeah,
dope. Pretty cool.
so this was like this chick I used to know. So
Okay.
she is like a pose, and pretty much I just did it, and I put down pencils and I put marker
Uh-huh.
and then I put colored pencil and then ballpoint pen on top of it. So I just build it up like an
Is that
easy
from
way.
is that from a photo reference or
Yes, yes.
okay?
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, I like the build up. That's cool.
And then I did like my shit here. I was doing some graphic
Okay.
Morocco,
That's pretty dope.
but it's
Well,
I
you're
think
on your
that's
way, man. I mean, it's really just about pushing some direction and maybe, taking what you think you might find as your weaknesses and just kind of play with those. Because otherwise you're already like a good artist. You just have to kind of, I don't know, style it a little bit so it becomes a little more identifiable. But I see
Yeah,
in terms of an artist creating from your head, you're coming out with ideas and you're executing your ideas well. So it's really just
thanks, thanks.
dialing in the result that you're looking for. You know what I
Yeah, I think it's being like focused. I think I have like
mean?
kind of like ADHD, and I just like I get bored with something, and then I'm like, no, you gotta like finish like the idea and make it that you're communicating it clearly, correct? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
isn't
yeah.
that how
I
it
mean,
goes?
also too, like have a couple options of your output, so you're not so jet
Mhm.
set on just trying to have one result. Like you can never over prepare and have too many ideas of the same idea. Like you know what I mean. So one of the takeaways I got out of art school, which is there's only a few that I actually held on to, was never really, never really run with your first idea. Like
Mhm.
even if you think it's a great layout, I say I stick it, I put it to the side and try and do two or three other ideas for the layout of the same concept, and then I'll kind of get up, walk around, come back, and kind of judge all of them. And sometimes you may have had a good idea in the first iteration, but you don't want to always rely on that because there's always good ideas that come behind things. So
That's true. Yeah, that's a good. That makes sense.
just little
Um,
takeaways. They always helped me with stuff, and I've seen good results from others who do the same kind of stuff.
and,
That's cool. Is that a pencil? What am I looking at? Yeah, your your
this,
your female your females are great, man. You're capturing like a good
yeah,
sexiness and femininity to like the features and you
yeah.
know.
I told one thing. Yeah, one of my influences too when it came to drawing girls was like Adam Hughes.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah. Huge.
what you call it? It was like the good girl art era.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And especially a lot of the '90s comics. Remember how like Jim Lee drew
Yeah.
babes and shit? That's kind of
Yeah. Of
like how I
course. Of
always,
course. Yeah. I mean, the '90s into the 2000s, the sexiness in comics like
yeah.
skyrocketed with
It's like, oh
with
my god,
Hughes and I mean, there's a lot of them, but yeah, Hughes. There's a whole bunch of dudes do some crazy stuff
yeah, and
nowadays.
they pushed the envelope, and
I
then
like the mixed media. You're using a bunch of stuff to make it more of like a book as an experience when you're flipping through it. It's kind of cool with collage
yeah,
elements and stuff like that. It's
yeah. I
cool.
tell you, man, this sketchbook. I don't know if they still make it. I bought this a while ago. The fact that it was mixed, like it's basically the
Yeah,
really thick ply
yeah,
paper.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, all right, I gotta fucking play around. I can't just do
I
like,
like I like the that blue sketchy blue body on the blonde. You can
yeah,
you can have a very stylized look if you focus a lot on the head and just do like gestural stuff on the rest. It can kind of
yeah.
have a nice look at the end, which is
Thanks,
kind
bro.
of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's yeah. I guess that's to warm up, and then I did
Okay,
this little graph piece. I guess with my ex.
okay, Chris.
Yeah, the
Cool.
letters
So
and shit.
so so what's your goals, man? What are you trying to get? Like what do you want to work on? Or what are you
I
thinking
mean,
about?
I kind of like right now. Like I want. I guess the goals right now. I have it written down in my book.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna publish a self publish my own little like sketchbook.
Okay, that's cool.
By next year, I want to do conventions, the combo conventions,
Gotcha.
and I
Yeah,
want to
that's
have
that's the
something. Yeah, so I can sell some shit of my
yeah,
stuff.
that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much.
publishing nowadays is a lot easier than it used to be. There's a lot of options for that. So
Yeah, yo, because I don't know, like, how was it back in the 2000s? Because I know
hard.
you
It was
did.
hard. It was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get things published. To my knowledge, I mean, I wasn't doing it back then, but a lot of guys publish their own indie stuff now, so it's a lot easier. There's a lot of publishing houses that used to just do books are now doing zines and
Mhm.
comic books and stuff. So a lot of the comic artists also sell like their annual sketchbook in like a little zine
Yeah.
format, and so they'll date them every year, and it'll be like the 2023 sketchbook. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yep.
but
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I would say just pick hit a goal for every week. So you're doing stuff every week, so you have it piled up by the end of the year, and you can pull from it. That's kind of like what I'm doing with my project right now. Just trying to do a
Are you gonna sell that comic? Are you gonna basically when that?
yeah. So that's my personal project right now
Yeah.
is going to be first black and white, and I'm going to
Mhm.
try to make it look a little nostalgic and old school feeling because I'm more into the older stuff, the 90s, 80s
Yeah.
kind of comics, as opposed to the shiny stuff now. So, but then I'm going to do a colored painted version of the same thing as like an addition to, and I'm going to hope to have like a couple. different covers depending on you know, cost and all that shit. But
Oh,
it'll be
that's gonna be
small
sick.
runs, indie. I just wanted to have more merch in terms of like collectible kind of published stuff, which is just something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah,
So that's just the goal
no,
for
I
that.
think it's the time now, man. I think we're in the best time to, because a lot of these companies are the way the art out there is so whack. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't.
lot of it's a variety of stuff, man.
It's
A
like this is
podcast, a couple of fellows of mine were on a podcast yesterday, and they were saying there's so many artists that are struggling to make money, and then you have this very small niche group of people who are like killing it, and there's no real where no middle ground of that, like a comfortable
mm,
industry middle class of that. So it's just a weird dynamic with like the cream at the top, and then like the mass of people trying to just survive doing something they love. So it's a weird thing happening, and I see it. So my it's weird for me. I don't really try to chase the industry. So
mm,
of course, if they come knocking and they want me to do something, I'll do like a job for them. But
yeah,
I'm not trying to like kick down the doors to the editors because it's just not the same as it used to be. You could network a little different back in the day. Now it's a little bit different. So I
I
feel
hear
like
you.
the best move is just to make your stuff good and see what happens.
Yeah, no, and just don't stop. Just keep leveling up. Keep just doing
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the end of this shit. So, yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know this was a format. It was new to me, so I just wanted to kind of chop it up, see where your head was at, and then if you had any questions or things of mine that you might, want to ask about or just talk, and how I would do this or how I would do that. This is the chance to feel free to ask, man. There's no time limit on this, so you can go
all
as
right,
long as you want or as short as you want. You let me know.
sweet. Yeah, I got my Merlot right here. I'm gonna have
Little
my
red wine.
wine.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. That's cool. So is
Uh,
this like little remake covers, or what are we doing? What's this? Like thumbnail ideas?
these were thumbnails of ideas that I just this stupid shit that went through my mind.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
So
Well, you
this,
you sitting there doing it. That's good.
so yeah, that one was like an idea.
Okay, I
This
like
is
the
like a post.
little Venom things though. I like the Venom.
Yeah, I never got a chance to do that. I was very upset because I wanted to do like a Venom piece. I never.
Make it happen, man. Keep it up. Do it.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
I can never get tired of drawing Venom, man. I tell you, there's a lot of
Nah.
fun things about it.
What do you like the blue tint? I know you use more blue tint, the blue blackish tint when you kind of make
Yeah,
like,
it's. I've had a few versions. I pull. Let me see if I can pull some out.
yeah, put some Venom out, Venom
I
tint.
like I like the dark black with a little bit of blue highlight, but the comic printing back in the day was very blue with a black outline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yep,
let
yep.
me see. Hang tight. I'm not really sure where some of this stuff is. Trying to think. I got like big pages of paintings. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff here. So hang on a sec. So yeah, it depends really. I think Venom kind of you're rendering it to look almost kind of like wet. So like here's a sketch that I would prelim
Sick.
loose
Wow.
made with markers and then little colored pencils just to kind of find
Mhm.
find the style of what I'm trying to go for. But like this almost has a gray feel to it, and I've seen it done in gray, which is kind of cool too. I think if you're adding blue, I think it kind of is almost just playing a little bit back into the comic
Mhm.
version. But I think that was, like I said, it was just a result of the printing process at the time. I don't think they had too good of quality printing.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I like that. Flex.
Let me see here. So that's the final that I end up going with.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Because it's like the light source is hitting it.
Yeah,
Where it's like,
you're
yeah,
picking your light source, and you could stylize it. Some people do it their way. It's completely different than what you would call the industry standard for it.
sick. Yeah, wow. Look at that.
So
Fucking hitting in the veins.
yeah, that's more. I mean, it's not so complicated, really.
Hmm.
But I guess this is more gray. I'll go through phases. I kind of build up layers, and sometimes I'll end up changing it. But I think it originally had a little blue, and I ended up taking it back out because I
Sick.
wanted some of the other colors in the back to make him kind of different.
Wow,
But
that's so dope.
yeah, Venom's fun, man. You can have fun with Venom.
And like you see the red too, which I like too. The red underneath it. That's
Yeah,
like that. I like that too because yeah, wow.
I try to get a little bit of emotion in his features. You know what I'm saying? If you
Hmm.
feel me,
No,
I
yeah,
don't
definitely.
play around with him as a alien or whatever he is, and you
It's
know,
like because it's like his symbiote's like goo. It's almost isn't like a goo or like this type
yeah,
of.
it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's kind of
It's like
weird.
it's like a texture problem. Like what is this texture?
Yeah, and then you got his what is it, Carnage, and these other guys. They're all different reds and
Oh
fucking
man,
whites and blacks and anti venom
cool.
and all this stuff.
Have you done a Carnage piece? That'd be sick.
I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't. This is that's like the first one I did,
Yeah, I saw
which
that
is
one. That video was
which
sick.
is heavy
Yeah.
blue, like I was saying. So this was more. It has the retro thing going, so I was trying to capture like
Mhm.
what I would see him as, like maybe back in the '90s or whatever.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. That's I fucking love that.
just playing around. This is like when I was during COVID. I think I was trying to play around with like layouts and just what the fuck I wanted to do and have fun with this kind of medium. So I was just playing with stuff like that.
Yeah, man. That
But
shit's sick. Wow.
it's
You
little
did
more
great. Damn.
stuff like that. More
That's like some good
paintings.
blues. That's
Like
some really
what if you got a hand on
the what if, yeah.
the gauntlet, you know what I'm saying? Infinity Gauntlet.
Damn, that's
But
sick. Damn.
you know, what do you got there? What's that? What
These
am
are
I
like
looking
some
at?
ideas, some like
More layout stuff, ideas?
yeah, these are ideas that I just saved them because of that the sketchbook I took out. So there's nothing.
That's
There it
cool.
is. And then
That's
then
cool.
we're gonna go some like pencil work I did.
Okay. Yeah,
So
heavy
it's
pencil,
more
that's cool.
just this I
Native.
did like a while ago. So
That's cool. I just did a painting kind of like that with the cactus in the background.
yeah, yeah, I saw that one. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That cool
Pharrell.
piece. Pharrell, yes.
Yeah, your portraits are good, man. It's like realistic, but it still has a little style characterized to it.
Oh
A
yeah,
little
thanks. Yeah,
character.
I give props to my high school teacher, Mr. Strand.
There you go. You got
He
to.
taught us all about fucking portraits, man. He taught about the measurements, how to like. That's
Hmm.
kind of how I learned back in high
Nice.
school.
That's cool.
Of all like
That's
Taurus
cool.
one. Yeah.
That's good, man. Is that like watercolory or what am I looking at?
This is watercolor, and then I
Yeah.
went over it with ballpoint and
Okay.
just rendering it. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
pretty much it. Just carving it out. Um, I actually one. I didn't like this piece, so that's why
Mm.
because I wanted to do the other signs, but I'm like, yo, this is. I want to do a different approach, so I didn't.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But I want to do the constellation of Taurus and then
Gotcha.
the portrait. But yeah, that was.
Well, work out your kinks before you go in on the
Mhm.
medium. That way you can kind of adjust before you get going.
Do you ever do Ewok? Did you ever do like a piece and then you like, yo, I don't fucking like it, and you're like,
Oh
all
yeah,
right, I
all the
gotta.
time, all the time, bro.
You're like, oh fuck, I'm pissed because you put
Yeah,
a lot of
that's the
time in
thing.
it.
I try to nail my interests before I get into the heavy lifting, if you know what I mean. Because once you're off
Yeah.
to the races with the medium, you're already you're going to mechanical mode. So I can lose interest midway, and I kind of owe it to myself to finalize it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So you do everything you do the pre work before. It's like everything I know what I'm gonna do,
Yeah,
and if like this we ain't gonna go
yeah,
forward unless I'm happy.
yeah. I mean, I have so many things here to do
Yeah.
that, like, you wouldn't even like you haven't seen the result yet, but the back end of it is all prep work. Like I'm trying to do a Blade Runner piece that's been on my cork board for months. So
Oh, sweet.
it's a collage of images all in one, like piled up. So I'm working out all the segments that are going to be kind of like Frankenstein into one big piece,
Mhm.
but I have to squeeze it into that, like, 11 by 17 kind of format. So
Shit.
unless I go bigger, it's really like I have to kind of push and pull everything to fit properly.
I feel you. Yeah, like composition issues
Yeah,
and
exactly. So
yeah. Do you work big? Because I know that you do canvases. I saw you work like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
24. But I know
yeah.
illustration. You do the 11 by 17. I guess
Yeah, I
Bristol
mean,
paper.
I'm trying to format to the medium. You know what I mean? I know there's artists in the comic scene that work bigger. You know what I mean? Like Paul Pope is an example. He works really big.
Yeah,
But
I heard that before.
I
Mhm.
just feel for the time I'm putting into things, I want to, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to jump into an industry that has a format of their shape and their page size. So, I work with the 11 by 17, and it keeps me tight. My pencil, pen work, and shit like that. So
That
it's a good size to work on. And I did a custom cover of a comic that's like a blank, like one of these guys,
the sketch
like one of the
covers.
like
Yeah,
one of these sketch covers, and it was really limiting because it's so small. So I had to
yeah.
like really downsize it. But it's just being flexible, I guess.
Because that's not. It's funny because it's cool though. Because but I know in the industry they wouldn't. That's not how it's a bigger format how they would draw it on the cover.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
my 17. So when you're drawing that small, you're like, I have to think differently here.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
it's 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 different for me. I like to use bigger. I mean, I could go big for paintings and stuff
yeah.
like that, and small for illustration. I mean, there's no
Oh,
real limit to it. So what you got to use, I know, like a Simon Bisley just uses whatever he has. You know what I mean? But I think he obviously knows the size format, so when it's shrunk down, it fits the scale of what image he's trying to use. But I mean, I have paintings of his, and then like when you flip it over, the back of it, you can tell it's just like the back of a cardboard from the back of a drawing pad. He just uses whatever he has.
oh yeah. That's man.
So
That's
it's
sick.
like it's
That's
just
sick.
random sizes for whatever you can use. So it just really depends. I mean, I have a couple paintings that aren't really the size of like like a portfolio, so it doesn't really fit in the page. I have to like I have stuff on the side that's huge. It doesn't really fit into like a portfolio. So it's not the best to bring around, but if you have a picture of it, I guess it works.
Yeah.
But
Or even trying to scan that shit. I
oh
charge.
yeah,
I have
yeah,
bigger
yeah,
pieces, man. Oh my god,
yeah.
they charge
Good,
you arm and leg to scan
yeah.
those bigger
Good
pieces.
good luck doing that shit.
Shit.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Any other kind of like I got old
So
shit too, man. I got like vintage stuff. Just pulling shit out. This is like
oh,
super
sweet.
old. It's all fading and stuff like that. But
That reminds me of I know you did a Gimme project back in the day, and
yeah, man.
I had the shark shirt. It was the purple one. I rocked that
Purple.
shirt back in high school,
Nice.
and the one with the truck. It was green. You did like a whole truck with EWOK on there and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, you'll
rocked
be
that one.
happy to know there's going to be a little revival coming this Q1 spring 2024. So
Oh, sweet. So
I'm
you're
in the
bringing it back.
works. Yes, sir.
Man,
So this was kind of
that's
the first public announcement, but you'll notice if you
just
if
going
you
back.
see if you see social media bubbling, there's going to be a reason for that. So
Oh
some
man,
good things happening. It's been a long time coming, and I
that's
got the
great.
right. I feel like I got the right investor involved now. That's not scared. Like scare money don't make money. So I got somebody that's definitely not scared to make money. So
That's yeah.
and
It's funny.
I want to put it out there. I want to have it kind of do its own thing out there in the world. So
You got a sugar daddy.
yeah, it's funny. It's somebody I know for years, and he's younger than me. So
Oh
we'll see.
damn,
We'll
bro.
see. It's a friend of mine for a long time that's made a lot of money in different industries and stuff. So we'll see
That's
if
great.
he
I'll be looking
believes
out
in
for
it.
that Ewok for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Definitely.
sir. He
That'd be
believes in
sick.
it. I believe in it. So we'll see where it goes. So that's cool. What do you got there?
Remember Daft Punk, the
Oh
fucking
yeah, yeah,
Lemonade?
yeah. That's cool.
So that was like a little love piece because I really love that whole album. So I was
Okay.
like, yo,
Nice, nice,
put the
nice.
colors.
That's cool. Is that marker or what? Watercolor marker? What are we doing?
Watercolor and
Okay.
marker, Copic. Yeah, and I use
Gotcha.
some paint on top of it,
Yeah,
but it
man. I like.
was
I'm all for the mixed mediums. You could
exactly.
even.
Yeah,
You
I
could.
love mixed media. I think that's who gives a shit
Yeah,
as long as you
I
make it
can't
work.
tell if you're putting color pencil on top of that, but I do on mine. So it's a good way to
Yeah,
bring out highlights.
I am. I did.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
use some like to pop it out, but because Bisley is one of my influences along with Sienkiewicz,
Oh
and I
yeah,
know
for sure.
those two are definitely like that's how they
Mixed
kind of. You
mediums.
look at their work, it's like that's all you see. They call it
Yeah.
pencil today. It's like whoa,
Very mixed mediums. That's
and this
cool.
is like the comic stuff I've been doing.
Nice. That's dope. That's
So
really good.
that's kind of like the storm I did, and I cut this out. So this is like
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
is that
yeah.
old lettering. So I just cut that out and then put
Gotcha.
on top of it.
It looks good, man. I would say if you're gonna do that kind of stuff, I would say do it on the 11 by 17.
Okay,
Just in
you're right.
terms of if you ever have to show it to somebody, it's more like getting into the size of the industry standard. You know what I mean? you don't want to like get a gig and then all of a sudden you're like scared by the size of the page. That's why I try and do as much as I can on that 11 by 17.
Mhm.
So it just feels like second nature. Like I like to sketch on 8.5 by 11 just because it's readily available and I can throw it away. But I try to do as much as I can on, you know, this stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should get used to it because then it's like
Yeah.
then it comes up. You don't want to. Yeah.
I have all different kinds of shit here.
Cool.
Different examples of like thicker bonds, smooth stuff, just to test out what I like in the different, different companies of making that make paper. So
Sweet. Yeah.
it's a good thing to, you know, you don't want to look like you got to the point of a comic page and then your style stiffened up and you want to have a loose as feel as comfortable as you can. So
Mhm, mhm.
I would I like to sometimes start on the 8.5 by 11. I kind of draw like a little shape. It's always a little more narrower than the page, and then I'll just work on like my layout based on the 11 by 17, and then I'll kind of like scale it up to the page when I get to it.
1117 because it's like narrow. That's what's kind of like
Yeah,
interesting about it. It's
it
like
has
a
a little bit
narrow
of a
fucking paper.
taller shape.
It's taller, so it's like if I have
Yeah,
width, width wise,
hmm
I have to put everything like
yeah, you're
I have to go
squeezing it
up and
over.
down.
Like if you're trying to do it
Yeah,
to scale on an 8.5 by 11, it's like this size. It's like that
yeah.
almost.
No,
This
that
is
would.
all
Mhm.
out of here. So, but
Where
that's
do
cool.
you?
The
I
storm is cool.
thanks, Ewok. Yeah, I used yeah, not the '90s shit. So yeah, this one I did years ago. Um,
That's dope. That's cool. Is that pen? What am I seeing here? It's kind of hard to tell on my phone. Looking at the screen on my phone.
it's mark, bro. It's all marker, man. It's marker.
Okay.
This is all marker. This is just like I got some like remember the old Prism colors, like the
Oh
cools
yeah.
and shit,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
just layered it and shit, and
Nice.
I use some ballpoint too to get the details in the face.
Okay. Yeah,
But
it's dope, man.
this was a comp. This I never. This was I think for college. I
I
remember this was
gotcha.
a college. I had a fantasy class, and they're like, "All right, I want to do like a babe and stuff." So they said I
Dope.
had to make my own character. So she's like a panther chick. So,
Cool. Cool. Cool.
so and then this one's like
That's
really,
dope. Yeah, it's cool. I think
yeah.
you, if I had to pick anything about it, I think you over accentuated the thigh muscles a little bit.
Well, no,
But other
I
than
used I did use a model, and this is like
okay,
an IG model, and I'm not kidding, bro. Her
yeah,
legs are
she
that thick.
damn. Okay, all right. Say no more. if you're doing reality, I can't say nothing else, right?
No, no.
That's
I was
cool
like,
though.
I could exaggerate it, but I didn't.
That's cool. It's cool though. I
uh,
like it. The background's cool, stylized. Yeah, I think
thanks.
a Vampirella has always kind of been on the to-do list.
I'm surprised. Did you do one? I thought I could have sworn you did
Mm,
one.
I don't think
So
so. I might have sketched one at one point, but I never really followed through with it. I
oh
don't know
shit.
anything about the story, to be honest with you, other than it's just a female vampire. I don't know shit about the story, so it's kind of has to catch me. It has to pull me in if I know what the backstory is.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think she's a bat. I think she can grow. She has like wings too. Like
oh, okay, there you go.
I think she.
I like the little skull in the thing. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, a
That's
little
cool,
graph
man.
thing. Yeah, that was just like I wanted to like show like she's women that she's like death. You know. And I did this part I liked because I know in our school I use negative space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
just
love
wanted
when
to
people do
use
that, right? Yeah, it's dope.
yeah this the cemetery because I'm like how am I how am I gonna do a background because my
Yeah,
weakness Ewok is like I need to do better backgrounds. I think I
yeah.
kind
I
of like
think I think we all can play with
yeah
that.
I get lazy with the backgrounds. So
Yeah. No, it's cool. Stylized though.
thanks man.
It pops into the foreground, gives some shapes in the back.
And I cut
It,
this out too Ewok. See I cut it out so it's
yeah, 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 yeah. That's dope.
so I love letters, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
you know what it's all about. Like the graph writers, like we just, and I
yeah.
fuck with sign painting too. I love sign painting. Like I think sign
Nice.
painting is crazy too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a little love for that for a while too. I played a little bit with it. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
all sort of gravitate towards letters. I'm trying to incorporate that a little in my personal project because it makes sense. But
Yeah.
I don't want to like force it down anybody's throat if you're a comic dude and you just see like some crazy graffiti. I don't think
Yeah.
that's not what they're into. So I'm trying to sneak it into my projects, kind of like to where it doesn't stand out too much. But it's a good balance. I'm gonna try and work on a balance. But yeah, lettering, man.
But
I
imagine,
love.
but imagine you did do that. Like, imagine you did it like
Yeah,
a fucking burner in the comic.
yeah,
Like it makes sense with the comic though, but it's like, yo,
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's that
If it
would be kind of
allows it,
interesting.
yeah, if it allows it, and I can kind of quarterback it into the story all day. I have a lot of like to do list things that I'm trying to check off on my project that I'm working on. So if I can squeeze it in somehow with it where it looks organic and it doesn't, take the viewer out of the vibe, I'm all for it. So
Yeah,
I
that
got
would
I
be
got a lot to do. I got a lot to bite off of my stories and stuff I got to do. So, but I got a lot of cool shit. So when it comes to fruition, people are gonna be tripping. I think a little bit.
hell yeah, that's sick, man. Oh wow, can't wait to
Yeah.
see that. Let me sick.
So
And then I did She-Hulk.
that's
This is
dope.
like,
That's pretty cool. Can you pull it up a little bit? I can't really see. Is the spray in the background? You did like a little pink spray on the paper over a
yeah,
sketch?
I masked her. I put
Okay,
I masked her up some
gotcha.
tracing paper, and then I fucked up a little bit. I don't know. I didn't like this part, which was weird because I don't know if I wanted to be on
Hmm.
top of here, so
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I can't do pink there. That's not gonna make sense.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was more just like it was just this was like an idea if I was doing the
Yeah.
future, but
I gotcha. I
I
mean,
liked
there's
her
ways. There's
pose.
there's ways to kind of fix that to where you fit it into your layout. Like just do like a white behind, like a force field, like a white force field around the lettering kind of
Oh, you're
thing.
right. Oh, you're right. Actually, yeah, just do a white. Yeah, that's what I should have
Yeah.
done.
Just give
Fuck,
it a border.
you're
Stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I take away from Bisley. Like, if you've watched any of my lives or any of the stuff I do, that dude always comes up because he's obviously an inspiration through the
Mhm.
years. But I mean, he's just he makes it up as he goes. I mean, he'll tell you, he's just like, if I don't like a foot, I'll just put a boot on it or put a rock in front of it. Like
Yeah.
the most obvious, like, light bulb moment. You're like, oh shit. Like to me, I would think I got to sit there and flesh out a foot for like an hour till it makes sense. He's just like, nah, I'm in a rush. Put a fucking skull in front of it or put a rock in front of it. Like, if I don't want to sit there and draw the foot, I'm going to put a boot on it. You know what I mean? Like, he just has this
Mhm.
most obvious answers to like some of the hardest puzzles that people get stuck on. So it just makes you evaluate things a little different and
Yeah.
challenge how you do it. So, like right there, it looks like it's a masking issue. I would just
Yes.
take a white and go around it, or I would tape off the letters and do like a little bit of a white splat. So it almost adds a little bit of a white medium
Mhm.
on top of the pink.
So you think I would like do like a if I get like a white Posca, outline it with white?
Anything you want, man. There's all
Yeah.
types of shit. I use just whatever you got. I mean,
Hmm.
thick
Yeah.
to thin.
Yeah, that's what
I've
I'm
I
thinking.
found a whole bunch of shit in Japan. I'm still yet to try out. I got
Really? Yeah.
this
Oh,
shit.
what the fuck is that?
I brought a bunch of shit back from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Juice paint.
yeah.
How
I'm
was
always
Japan? Actually, that's one of my dreams. Is that I want to go to Japan and check out the shit out there.
yeah.
That must be.
The art stores are crazy, dude. Like, I
Were
mean,
you like a kid in a candy store?
oh my god, bro. You have no idea. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. It was like when my girl's
Shit.
like rushing me, I'm like trying to get as much as I can.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
it
sick.
was it was wild. It's definitely wild.
Do they
But
what kind of spray paint do they have out there?
I didn't see spray paint in the art store. You know how like they have it here in the States? They have like a little
Yeah.
section.
Hmm.
I didn't see it. I mean,
Interesting.
they may have had some. I just didn't see it in the spot that I went to. But
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
usually
I'm
like
curious.
Tokyo, for instance, is not really graffiti friendly. So you don't have like your avid weekend piecer kind of people. It's not they don't there's no real place for people to write out there. So it's
Oh,
more
okay.
like in the outer city areas where there maybe is a skate park or something like that. But if you see Graff out there, it's mostly just like tags and throw ups because it's a different element, it's a different animal. They're just trying to wreck shit and get up. But like you can't just sit in public and paint out there. Like the society like looks at you down. Like what the fuck are you doing? So I think it that element takes its toll on the creativity of the youth. I don't feel like they're channeled into going into that world. So the stuff that you see in Japan is a lot of out of towners coming in already seasoned vets just trying to paint. Like I went out there to paint. We had a really hard time finding a spot to paint.
Wow. Because
And yeah,
I
it's
know
a
I heard like they don't really like you taking. I know they're very strict with drugs out there. Like you go
Oh
out
yeah,
bud and shit, they don't like that.
yeah. I think they're the old generation's very very conservative and reserved. So I think they're very slow in terms of that. But because of that, they have a huge backlash of like the youth just
Yeah.
going 100 degrees and or 100 miles an hour in the opposite direction, like so far off the deep end because they're just like rebelling against that old mentality. So I think in the future it may end up somewhere in the middle, you know.
Hopefully,
But for
that
now
would
it's
be.
very extreme. Like, you know,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Nah, that's
Spray.
yeah.
I know there's spray paint out there, but it's like coming from like Spain and Germany because I painted in Osaka, I believe I painted. I think I painted in Osaka at a Graff store, and then he had his own supplies, and he was like one of the only distributors out there for spray paint. So
Okay. So
yeah,
I mean, could you bring your own paint, or would that the
nah,
customs? Okay.
nah, 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 nah. Yeah, you can't bring paint on the planes anymore post 9/11.
Damn. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Better go.
But yeah, man, that's a cool She-Hulk. What else we got? What's that?
That's my ex.
That's cool.
I did a portrait of her.
Okay,
She's a Libra, but I
okay.
just playing around with different
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. Yeah, that
That's
was it.
good. That's good. Good with portraits, man. You're not scared of doing portraits. I stayed away from it for a long time just because I didn't
Oh yeah.
want to feel like I had to nail a portrait of somebody and have them worried about it looking like them. It's a
Yo, it
big
doesn't
foot.
look like me, yo. The
Yeah,
fuck.
that's cool. I like that one too.
Yeah, this is I was drawing like these models, these like
Nice.
models, and I wanted to add like my own like story and shit. So
Okay.
and just a challenge to draw different ethnicities. Because I
Yeah,
noticed like
that's a hard time. That's a hard task.
yeah,
Capturing
so
different elements of
because
different
everyone's different. Look at
ethnicities.
people's faces, like oh shit, like you're different. That's
Oh
different.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I did that
That's
one.
cool, man. The only thing I would say, man, is just go up a little in size, man. Just get
Okay.
on that 11 by 17. It doesn't have to be color. Comic bond. You can order that shit online, but I would say just get a pad that's a little bigger.
I
You don't
think
have
I
to.
think
You
yeah,
don't
I
have
think
to.
the reason I went that small walk is because I have a fucking bullshit scanner,
Mm,
and I
you
always
don't
had.
want to. Yeah, yeah. Dealing
I
with
think
that
that's what it
dynamic.
was. I need to get like a 11 by 17 Epson or some shit.
Yeah.
But those are
I mean,
like I
I
think
I, I
yeah.
scan my pages. I scan three different like chunks of it and Photoshop them together.
Okay,
So,
so do you stitch them together?
yeah, I have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna get an 11 by 17 scanner, but currently it's my setup is a printer scanner. So if I have to get a new scanner, that means I gotta go get another printer. So
Oh, okay. If yeah,
it's just a to do list thing. But yeah,
it's
eventually
a
I do have to get a 11 by 17 just so it's all in one shot. Save me
yeah.
time.
That's
Save me a bunch of time on stuff.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, because sometimes I have to go to fucking FedEx, Kinkos, or the other
Oh,
shit
dude.
to
Yeah,
scan
don't
them. And I don't like that.
forget about it. That's dope.
So I drew like Sade. So I
Oh
drew this
yeah, no,
one.
I was about to say it looks like Sade. That's dope. It's
Yeah, I
dope,
did.
man.
Thanks, but yeah. So I did this. My approach just splatters and shit, and I didn't like this one. I think I fucked up. I
I
didn't.
like it. I like the blue shadow on the yellow. It's really dope.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really dope.
Yeah, I don't. I think I could have done a lot better. I didn't. I think with skin tones, this was
Mhm.
years ago, but I've gotten a lot better with skin tones. Because
Gotcha.
skin tones is actually kind of challenges me
Hmm.
because the palette is what like it's red, it's no it's
Yeah.
red, white, blue, yellow. So
Yeah.
basically, that's how you make like a Caucasian skin tone. But then you
Gotcha.
add what how to make it darker. You add like little sienna brown or some shit, and
Sure. Sure.
so this is the one I did
That's
2 years
dope.
ago.
Nice.
So
That's dope, man. You're killing it with the fucking portraits, dude.
yo,
Yeah, that's
thank you,
fresh.
Thanks, Mr. Shran, bro.
Yeah. There you go.
I was like, yo, I hope he's doing well. He retired. He's out in the West Coast now. He's out in Cali.
Nice.
So I hope he's well. But
Always
yeah,
good to hear that. Yeah, portraits are dope, dude. They're,
yeah,
I just say like you're working on a smaller scale, so you're not able to allow yourself to flex the bigger stuff that you could get away with if it was bigger. Like in terms of like really seeing the blends up close and the paint
yeah,
element of it. Like the scale of that face is much bigger. So you're able to see all the little nuances that's going on, like under the hair shadowing and all that stuff. That's
yeah.
dope, man.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I did this with watercolor.
Hmm.
So this is cool. This French model, I thought she was pretty. So
Nice.
I like drawing women, man. I think women, because I used to suck at drawing women back in the day, and there's some
Hmm.
kids say you fucking suck, and it made me so mad. I was like,
Yeah,
yo, fuck you. And I
that's
was
what it
pretty much
takes.
like, I just learned I'm gonna get better.
That's what it takes sometimes. I went to college with this one dude. He did the most incredible women, and I was just like blown away by it. What the hell was his name? Damn, I can't remember this dude's name. He was incredible. He just drew incredible women, and it just changed my whole outlook. I was like, all right, I got to start drawing more females.
Yeah, 'cause
So
it's
yeah,
hard. It's not easy. Like it's not. You think I could fucking pull this out my ass? Like this shit was like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
No, it's
whole
work. It's definitely
it's
work.
work, man. You can make her look ugly. You can make her look
Hmm.
like it's crazy just by a measurement.
Yeah,
It's like a word.
yeah. Well, you're comfortable with that watercolor vibe too, so it's pretty good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, watercolor. I don't do much watercolor. I don't know why. I get kind of
Mm,
scared
yeah,
because
I don't
I'm
see
like
why.
not only scared.
I don't
It
see
just
why.
I get scared because it's pretty much like yo like
Yeah,
because once you put it down, I can't fuck. If I
yeah.
fuck up, that's it.
I mean, I've seen Sienkiewicz use like paper towels to take it back up.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
that's
I've seen
true.
him like mix and spill shit and mess up and then fix it in 2 seconds flat. Like you can manipulate it and tell it what to do. You just gotta not give a fuck about messing up.
Yeah, yeah that perfectionist got to go.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't have an approach. It's never gonna work.
Yeah, you're right. That's see what that's true, man. Because I feel like that's why people don't, even my age or younger, they
Mm,
don't put out too much work, is because they feel that like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up, or
yeah,
I don't know,
that's it.
it's not gonna look right. It's like, well, then you lose time. You lose, you're not
Yeah,
gonna put out
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. I have a philosophy that like the guy who draws 100 sketches is gonna be a better artist than the person who spends that same time doing one piece. And
Hmm.
meticulously
Hmm.
overthinking it and doing it. So like you get the repetitions in, you have your style evolves faster. You get better faster by doing
Yeah.
more and more and more. So that means quality. Obviously, don't just do quantity for quantity, but emotional content in each piece that you do should your evolution of getting better is going to be a lot faster. And I sit and I see people do a piece really slow and take forever. I'm like, yo, dude, get it up, put it up, get it on, do another one. Speed.
Hmm.
What's up, Dre? Andre Malcolm in the house. Yeah, Dre, this is just some surprise live with the homie from Patreon. I wanted to he wanted to do a little portfolio review and Q&A, so figured I would surprise YouTube and not really promote it, just kind of put it up. But yeah. Yeah, Dre's a homie. I don't know, Chris,
Dre.
if you're familiar with Dre, but he's in the chat on the
Oh, what's
side.
up, Dre?
He's an incredible tattoo artist from New York,
Nice.
living out west right now, killing the game, dude.
Cool, man. Yeah,
But
I want to get
yeah,
some new tats anyway. I gotta get some. I gotta get some new tats.
check him out, man. When he comes to New York, he's the guy to link up with. He's the guy. He's the homie. I have like, I would say probably over 35 hours of work on me from him. My chest, my back.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, he's my fucking
What
go-to
kind of
right there.
style does Dre do? Like, is he more
Japanese with
Japanese
a
style? Okay.
with a very traditional old like I mean I don't want to butcher this shit, Dre, but he's like respecting the old school but adding his new flavor to it. So like that's how I would
Sick.
describe it. Like you're not just going and saying I want a dragon tattoo. He'll do a dragon tattoo that makes sense to the OGs that when they see it they're gonna be like, okay, I see what this guy's doing.
I
You
feel
know what
you.
I mean? You're not going to get a damn koi fish that's like swimming in the wrong direction or something. He'll set you
Yeah,
straight.
that's what's up.
He knows his shit. So Dre's the homie. Check his shit out.
I am.
But
Sick.
yeah, Andre Malcolm Studio. He's got dope lives. He does a lot of online stuff constantly on YouTube. So well, and we'll do more stuff. I don't know if you've seen his stuff with me. We've done like the little split screen stuff where we're just sitting and drawing. So
Dre Mac.
yeah, Dre's the homie, man. He does his thing. Very proud of that dude. Known him for a long time.
Dre Mac.
But anyway, yeah. So back to your work, man.
Dre Mac Studio.
Andre Malcolm underscore studio. You'll see it in the comments later. It's on the side of the live. He's in the comment section heavy right now. He's got a great YouTube channel.
I'm gonna check it out. You walk for sure.
Yeah, I got you. I'll send you to him later if you want. But that's dope. Was that Aaliyah? Oh yeah, Aaliyah. That's dope, dude.
Did that one when she passed away. I
Yeah.
think I was like 20 years, so I did
Yeah, I was gonna
that.
say that was a while back then. Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got your shit worked out back then, dude. I would say just I can't really give you much feedback other than just your next phase should just be to size up a little bit, just so
yeah,
you
work
can get
bigger. That's what my friends told me.
just so you could get more out of the page. You could do more lighting elements to stuff if it's a little on a bigger scale. But that stuff's great, dude. And a trick that I would pass on to you right now,
Hmm.
if you do use this type of stuff and go bigger, you can use a matte medium clear coat to go over this, and then you could go back in and do more work with color pencil on top of this. And it's not like the surface has a good tooth to it. So you're not like using color pencil over something shiny where it's not taking.
Yeah, no,
You
yeah,
have
I know what you're talking about. Hmm.
that was a game changer for me. Was the matte medium clear matte medium is my little secret element that I got from a couple mad scientists in the industry that don't really promote that, but
That's like a
you know,
little
little
trick.
industry
Yeah,
secret, little industry trick right there. Took people like 30 years to figure that shit out.
matte
So
medium. I know I've used matte medium when I would when in school and when we did painting classes. They would tell us like use matte medium to make the paint a little more transparent, or in terms
yeah,
of like
yeah.
layering it. So I
I
remember that.
think I think I mean I don't really know much about. I'm not really like classically trained in painting like that. I've done oil painting, but
Hmm.
they weren't talking about mediums and stuff like that back then. But
Oh, wow.
I don't really know what the fuck matte medium is used for. I don't know if you're supposed to use it to thin out paint, make it like clearer watercolory effects. But the result I got, it was good to seal down my layers and then use color pencil on top of it.
That's true.
So
Because I put already a fixative. I put like a gloss thing on
yeah,
top of
yeah,
this. So
yeah, I
you're
can
right.
see
So
it.
I have to put that matte medium on it
Yeah,
to.
I can see the shine of it, and it
Yeah.
also helps for photographing stuff. So
Yeah.
let me see. I'll pull out another piece just so you can see what I mean, like another color page, and like everything that I use is you know to do layering. I have to have that matte medium on top of it. But I'm a little bit of a nerd with my shit, so I have like a formula. I use a couple different brands, and I kind of mix it all into one little
Sick.
jar, like a jar. So, like for instance, I don't know how much of this you can see, but hang on a second. I don't know where my little stash is at. Anyway, so yeah, this is obviously very dark with minimal highlights. But this is built up because I wanted the head to kind of just capture a tiny bit of element of light. And
Oh
I
yeah. Wow.
probably could have did it with like watered down paint,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I built up as much as I wanted with the paint. Then I sealed it and then went in with very soft color pencil. So I don't know if it's translating, but
Wow.
a lot of the little ribbing and stuff like that is transparent paint on top of black, but then the top highlights are done with the color pencil.
Yeah.
You know,
Those are very. The blend is really good on that
so
fucking on the Kerman and the fucking alien head.
so
It's
it's
like
just the
wow.
way it's. And if it wasn't for the matte medium, this would have been a generation below of it not being as like I guess rendered out. I think you would say.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's really dope. Holy shit. Fuck.
and you'll see if that's what I mean. Like if this was small, I wouldn't be able to play with the detail. So if it was 8.5 by 11,
Yeah.
it wouldn't translate. The scale of having to do detail work. So everything gets shrunk down after it's printed for the most part in that industry. So
That's
that's it.
true. You're right. That's right. Hmm.
That's why it's scaled up so the detail holds tighter. Especially now, the quality of printing paper captures that shit more. Back in the day, the print quality was shit. So I think that was another reason why they would draw big, so it would do its best to keep that detail down when it got shrunk down. Like I mean, even in the '70s, earlier than the '70s, they painted or they drew even bigger than 11 by 17. The pages were big, a lot bigger.
Shit.
I think that's just a result of the printing process at the time. So
I gotta go order some 11 by 17.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just throwing it out there. Feel free. You're doing your thing already, and it's we're adults, so it's you have to manage your time differently. So
Yeah.
I would just say to be smart about utilizing your time. I would just work directly to 11 by 17, rough it
Okay.
out, size on 8.5 by 11, but then just work on the bigger scale. It's just a good place to size up, and at your age and what we're up to, I think it's a good next phase to do for you is to just
Okay.
think about approaching it a little bit of a bigger scale. Plus, dude, if you want to sell it, it gets more because it's a nice piece. If you want to hang it up, it's 11 by 17. It's not a giant painting, but it's not a 8.5 by 11 either. You know what I mean?
Mhm. No,
You
I
know,
think the bigger it is, you definitely can get more money for it. So
yeah, and
100%.
and if you go to like I don't know a convention or something, you have a portfolio that's industry size. People see that you're not scared to work on that scale. You know, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think ahead, like what people would say. Like they can't really say much about what you're doing, ability wise. It's just obviously just continuing the path. That's dope. I like that blues and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
thanks, bud. Yeah. So I guess because I've worked on 1117 in the past. It was just I think more of a comfort thing. But
Absolutely.
now, yeah, but I
Yeah.
think that's what it was. That's why I stopped. But in terms of like what people want to see or what they're looking at, and the fact that what you showed me how much detail I could put in that shit, that makes
Yeah.
more sense. Like maybe it's the next. You're right. It's the next level. Just go bigger.
Yeah. I mean, that's the little takeaways I hope that you'd get from this. I mean, if we were
Yeah.
in person talking, you'd see it. You know what I mean? There's always something about seeing it in person, but that's what I wanted you to figure. Like, what could I give you a little gem in this little talk? You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, for
And
sure.
just stuff like
Obviously.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
This was a cool piece I did. I had these old stamps I found, so I just was like, let me put some like old like flower stamps. I don't know if
yeah, it's a
it's
cool design element. You got like a cool layout design element to your stuff, so you could always play with that too. Um, yeah, it's just adding to a little more of a unique layout approach for your work. It's cool.
yeah.
I
Thanks.
like it.
And then I
Your
drew
color and your colors are good, man. Like, let's say that piece that you got right there in front of you is hypothetically your your prelim to go like let's say you're going to go to 11 by 17 next. Now I would just pick more vibrant colors, like another blue that's more vibrant to go with the where the hair is.
mhm,
Skin tones are good. Maybe the background is a peach, like a hot
hot.
magenta kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, like a
color.
fuchsia.
Yeah, if you're going that route, because right now the colors are so strong, I would say unless you're sticking to that and you're happy with that, if you want to push that color palette further, now you can say, all right, I see this on paper here. Let me go over and just use like some more magenta, some pop color blue, stuff like that.
Pop it
Maybe
up.
maybe that yellow streak in the back could be like a more glowing yellow kind of thing. These are just things you see in perspective when you step back and you want to do it again, or what I would do next, or what I could do more to it.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, your female faces are badass, bro. So you're definitely having no time with females.
Thanks,
And
man. Yeah.
guys like Hughes and these dudes, that's their whole shit is sexy females. You know what I mean? They're killing the
Yeah.
game. So
Oh, yeah,
this is,
definitely.
you know,
Oh, yeah. I love a
yeah.
bunch of yeah, a bunch of artists. Like even ever hear that guy Jeff Decal? Do you know who he is?
Oh, of course, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff.
he's
The
the
way he
homie.
draws is so cool. Like
Yeah, Jeff Deckel. He's
Deco.
he's
Yeah.
I've been talking to him online for a couple years, been trying to buy a piece off of him. But yeah, he's incredible, dude. And he's like, yeah, dude, that guy's a phenomenal dude. It's not like your traditional shit, but yeah, and if anybody doesn't know who Jeff Decal Dekal, look his shit up. Is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a homie. I
He's,
missed him. We were supposed to meet at one of these I don't know comic things, and he didn't show up the day I was there, and it was just kind of like playing tag. But yeah,
yeah,
he's
I
incredible.
met him at I went to I went to New York Comic Convention. I didn't go this year. I went last year,
Okay,
2022, and I
okay,
met him. I showed him my stuff. So he was more
nice.
like, oh, he was telling me more like he was telling me want to have more of his challenge to me was like get your shit more distinctive. Like
Mm.
I want to make you like you don't want to look like everybody else. He was saying to me
Yeah, I mean,
because
he's saying the right shit. It's just that's not an easy answer. That's not an easy problem to solve. I
yeah, I
know
was
that.
like,
You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
was
Like
like,
I could say that to you, but I don't want to be on the receiving end of hearing that because I don't know how to fucking solve that. I think that just is something you need to work on, obviously. But
mhm,
yeah, dude, who you don't want to look like everybody else, but finding that is
Yeah,
his way of like,
I'm like,
yeah,
this is like a
like,
fucking treasure shirt.
yeah, like if he drew your picture right here, he would blow out that right shoulder with no outline, and it would be like in the background blurring in, but you'd be like, how the fuck did he do that? Like, how did he think of
Yeah,
that shit? It's perfect. Yeah, he's
no,
incredible. I love his stuff. His stuff is
yeah.
incredible.
I actually, you know, that book he came out with. I couldn't. He came out with a book. I think it was like limited shit, and my boy, he was able to get one for me because
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
dope.
it was like hard. I didn't know it was happening at the time. I'm like, what the fuck? But he actually got me a copy.
That's dope. Yeah, hang on a second. I'm trying to pull something right now. Where is this shit? I don't know if I'll find it, but yeah, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole with him for a minute. This stuff is dope. Yeah, I can't find it, but
Yeah, he knows what he knows. He's awesome.
but yeah, he has a different approach. That's why I like it. It's different. It's a different way of looking at. And I
Yeah,
think he's primarily like the cover guy. You know, I don't want to like make him. I don't want to make him not sound like he's not capable. I think he loves being that guy that does incredible covers. And
yeah,
covers are a great place to shine. I mean, here we go.
yeah. Oh hell yeah! There you go. Yep.
That's not him. That's him.
That's it. Yep.
I mean, what could you say? What could you say about this dude? He's incredible. His
It's so clean. It's like
his punchline. It's very
wow.
graphic design, but it's just
Graphic.
incredible. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's
Look at that shit.
incredible.
The fuck?
His his females are off the chain, dude. I mean,
No, they are.
every time he does it too, and like even his figure study drawings. I've seen him do your classic figure studies, and it's really incredible. So
He has like almost like a less is more approach when you look at his
absolutely,
sketches.
yeah,
So
but it's
it's
all very strategically picked, and that's what I love about it.
yeah. Oh man,
And
look at that shit.
I
Fuck.
think the artists that and the editors that give him the work, they know what he's doing. As minimal as he does it, it's all picked on purpose to be that way. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
he's dope.
he's a
I really like.
good direction to go in if that's the oh that's dope. Yeah, he's a good litmus test of like top of the food chain in terms of females. He's killing the
Yeah,
game. He's a
yeah,
cool dude. I've spoke to him a few times online. He's not aghast. He's very humble and
yes, sir.
approachable.
Yep. He's I think he's based in Miami. That's where
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah,
told him
yeah, yeah,
he's like, yeah, I go
yeah.
to Florida tomorrow. He
Yep.
said something. I was like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, this is Selena. This is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I
It's
love
dope.
So I
It's
just
fresh.
wanted.
I like the gold element. It's a little mixed media. You know,
Yeah,
I can't tell what's going on top. What are those red things? Like flowers?
the roses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Okay. That's what I thought. I can't really
give it
tell.
like a little like
Yeah.
como la flor kind
Nice.
of
There you
feeling.
go.
Yeah,
It's good shit, man. You got
yeah,
plenty of stuff to show. I didn't know what you were gonna show up with. I was like, yo, just bring some stuff. We'll chat it up.
yeah,
We'll talk about it. That's cool. I like that. That purple outline on the hair is really dope. See, that's stylized. That's the kind of shit that Jeff would do stuff like that. He'll pick an outline color and it can change the whole vibe of the piece.
yeah. I used a purple pen. You know,
Dope.
purple ink. And I used
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just to outline everything, so to make it
No, it's
different.
great. It's great. I like it.
Thanks, Stacy Walk. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this was just I was just showing you like just portraits. I did in the past, so
true.
it was more just playing with colored pencils and shit that I did
Yeah,
and all that. But I like drawing beautiful women. It's like something that
yeah,
when that guy told me that you suck, you can't draw women, I was like,
yeah.
I don't like that.
You're like, okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, tell me I can't do something. I'll see you in a minute. I'll
Yeah.
come back and show you what I can do. That's
And
cool though.
this.
Yeah, man, you got plenty of work, dude. You're already doing your thing. It's just now it's time management, trying to survive and whatever your day job is and
Yeah.
doing this shit at night or whatever. Just have your ideas ready to go when you got that time to get going. You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah. And I have some older pieces I like to show you, Walk. Let's see what you think of them.
for sure.
Just to look at some progress.
Cool.
These are these are pretty cool. I did this when I was like 18. So
Okay.
this shit was like
Yeah,
I was just
it's got that feeling from that era. I can
you could
see like
tell, right? Like, yeah, it was
yeah,
go back in the day kind of thing
that's cool.
that I was.
That's cool. Yeah, it looks like it reminds me of like an album cover or something. It's cool.
I kind of want to redo it. I'm kind of like some of it doesn't like I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I
what's
look at
this?
that shit, man. I got stuff like that on my pieces from the past. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
You know, like what the hell? Oh, man.
Just give a little background image.
Sick.
What else? What else you got?
Where'd you get? Yeah, I gotta get some more markers, man, because I like
Yeah,
Blake
this one's
has
from.
like such stupid shit. I don't know, like I went on bombing science, but I haven't bought from them in a minute. Like,
I don't really know. I don't really know what's out there. I just kind of pick shit up if I see it.
yeah,
Got that one in Japan.
sick. Yeah, I gotta get some markers. I did
Nice. That's
machete.
cool. Yeah, that's dope.
It's like whole
Yeah, man, your likeness is perfect, dude. You're capturing it. You know.
thanks. Anyway, yeah, it's just I really this I don't know. I always the portraits game always was interesting to me. I guess in what
Yeah,
I was doing. This
that's
one was
cool.
for college. We had to do like an album cover artwork. So I did Chili Peppers.
Okay,
So I don't know if you can, yeah,
that's pretty dope. Yeah. That's dope.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Nice.
So I did that with like some shit.
What's the blue purpley stuff? Is that like a spray? What am I looking at in the backpack behind
Behind
everything?
this part or
No,
this
no,
part.
no. Up around the whole border, like the faded
Oh yeah,
purpley.
I used the airbrush.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I
Yeah,
airbrushed
I was
everything, and then
curious.
yeah. So that
Okay,
was kind of make that look kind of cool.
gotcha. I was curious what your method was.
Um, this one. This
Okay,
is like from the fucking video game.
okay.
So I just was like, yo, I gotta like do my own version of this.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, it's good color, good muscle tone. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
that's all shit. Yeah,
Good colors.
this
Yeah,
you know the cigarettes.
yeah,
What is
yeah.
that?
It's like a
American Spirit.
logo or
So I
whatever,
just
right?
did my own like Indian name, Red Salmon, Hawk Clan.
Is that
It's
paint?
like,
What is that? That looks like super thick. Is that paint?
yeah, this is paint.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
painted that, and this is colored pencil. But I did just did golden, golden acrylic,
yeah. Of course. What kind of paper
and
is that? It's not like buckling up or anything.
oh, this is Bristol.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, Bristol, and
that's
then
why. Yeah,
but
perfect.
underneath I did a marker. So on top of the marker, I put the paint on top, just so I
Huh.
can have.
That's cool. It didn't come through. That's good. Sometimes the archive's fucked up.
But yes,
That's cool.
love like Indian shit like that.
Yeah. The colors are great, man. The
Thank
yellow,
you.
the teal, and the red.
Yeah,
Vi-
thanks.
Vibrant colorway. Always red and teal is always a good color palette.
Some more letters.
That's cool.
This is old shit.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm digging what you're doing, dude. I had no idea. Like I said, I had no idea what you were gonna step in with. So I figured we just roll with it.
Yeah, I
Let's say
definitely wanted.
Gotham. Gotham. That's dope.
So this was a commission I did during the summer for my boy. He wanted a tattoo design.
Okay.
So I just did this. This was like a what just making some stupid adjustments, and then
Yeah. That's
this was
cool.
the one. This was the final one that I came up with just to
Nice.
do clean.
Gotham. That's cool.
Gotham this way. So
It's good, man. Looks good. Stylish.
and then
More
just
lettering.
more lettering.
Yeah, that's cool.
Graff head.
Yeah. That's cool. See, I can see like some West Coast elements to it. You like the West Coast lettering kind of style.
Yeah, 7 letter.
Yeah.
I love Saber. All
For
those dudes
sure.
out there. I always saw their shit as like it's just interesting what they did.
Yeah,
Um,
their approach to shit was a game changer in the scene for sure.
because they just what they did is like they took like old lettering from
Hmm.
like classic like old school lettering or just typography, and they said, all right, let's just like stylize that,
Yeah.
which was kind of different because no one like the New York style is so much different. It's more
Oh
fun.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
No
more
doubt.
like it has an interesting wild style. But when I just like the burners they used to do.
Hmm.
Next.
Yeah. Of course.
I remember him. He passed away, but like the
Yeah.
it was just interesting to see how they. The next one is kind of similar.
Oh yeah,
See how it's trying to like,
Captain America zombie. That's dope.
yeah, but I
Yeah, and
fucked it
the
up.
lettering kind of reminds me of like
Fucked it
my
up.
boy C's MSK.
Yeah, I know.
He he
I like C's, man. I
yeah
know who I know who C's is.
he
He's
would
cool.
he would he would use he would sketch like a basic letter shape and then like tack it out with like all kinds of stuff. That's why I said it kind of reminds me because he would like if you stripped away all the stuff, it would have like a basic letter shape, but he would kill it with like all this like technical shit on top. And so when we used to paint together, it was like two different worlds. So it was kind of fun to be able to see
To watch his
his
approach.
approach and his process and shit like that. It was totally different from mine.
Is it like because it looks crazy like tedious? It's like, yo, is he? Because I know like I watched some of your graph videos and the way you put
Yeah,
the detail, like all the bits inside of it. I'm
right, right.
like when you're cutting, does that like take a time to keep cutting and then just like getting the
No, I
right?
mean it's just you stop when you want to stop. You know what I mean?
Okay,
If I set a pace, if I set like a tier of like where I want the piece to be, I kind of have to follow through with that level of technicality. So like if it's a quickie, I can't really go in, but if I know I got the time, I'll go in. But like C's, for instance, his stuff builds up in layers, and so I think he can you can literally like walk away from it at any point. But if you stick around and keep going, it gets more and more and more technical. So it's really like what time you put into it, you know. And I've seen him do like letter for letter, different style coloring and stuff like that.
oh yeah, this. Yeah,
It's
I
just
seen one of his stickers on the sale. Like, oh, see, that was good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's still around. I had dinner with him and his fam. I don't know, maybe a year ago. We caught up.
Oh, that's
He's
great. I hope he's.
yeah, everybody's
They
getting
see,
older, man. He's the homie, but everybody's still around. Fortunately,
you guys are the vets. You know, you guys are the.
yeah, it's weird thinking like
the
that now, but I guess so.
you are. Because I remember I met the older vets back in the day,
Yeah, yeah.
and they
They're
weren't that
still
friendly.
yeah. I could agree to some of that.
You know, so
They say don't meet your idols, but you know, I have mixed experiences on both sides of that.
yeah,
But that's cool.
that.
Turn that around. It's upside down.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I used to write. My old tag name was Demo,
Okay.
but the reason I stopped. This is where I got arrested for. So
Ah,
basically,
yeah.
the guy told me he's like, if I see Demo anywhere, I
I'm
was
not
like,
gonna. I'm coming to your door. That's
yeah,
funny.
I know I'm gonna come right to you. I'm like, okay, that's the
That's
end of
funny.
I'm not writing that shit anymore. So I had to
That's
stop.
funny. That's funny. That's cool.
But but I
But
kind of like this was. I don't know if you know of that writer. Do you know Mir One?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I loved his shit. I remember I saw a video of him on the FX video a long time ago. It was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
I think it was on YouTube. But he was doing the burner, and it was like a cool production. I was like, damn, like he draws
yeah,
like kind of like different illustrations, but they're like
yeah, yeah. He's an incredible artist.
yeah, so I was like, "Yo, this is sick." So I want to do some like trippy shit. Where I was like, "This is like a different dimension, where it's
Yeah,
just showing
yeah. I
like a
mean,
lens."
he inspires a lot of people to like step out of their comfort zones.
Yeah,
And you know, he's been a killer for years, man. Like as far back as I remember, his shit was always way advanced. He's a heavy hitter for LA for sure.
yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
you know,
Did you ever get to write with him, Ewok? Did you ever get
no,
to?
I've never painted with him. I met him a few times around. You know, I used to go to LA a lot. I met him in Vegas one time. Um, you know, friends of friends and shit like that. You know, the thing is too, I don't think at the time when I was going out, he wasn't really as active as he was. And you know,
Okay.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but him as a real artist, and I'm not saying that as a down, like a bad thing,
Mhm,
but real artists when they approach a wall, they're not approaching the wall the way a graffiti writer does. They're not coming with a bag of paint and planning to leave in 3 hours. When you really sit down to do a project, you know all that time and everything is out the window. You're doing what it takes to get it done.
mhm.
So for a guy like me to come from New York and be like, "Yo, let's go paint something," it's not really he doesn't want to jump into my schedule to do something quick and be done. So, and I
Oh, okay.
understand that because I can work like that too. You know what I mean? I'm versatile in that sense. But you know, when he paints, he's on his own schedule, so he's not worried about somebody not finishing or somebody not carrying their weight next to him. If he's got a project or a vision, he's taking it and doing it as long as he wants, and he's doing it his way. And then you know that's commendable.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know,
He's
My thing is, if I can't paint with somebody, I like to try and get a piece from them or something. You know, if they're alive, I try and get something from them. So maybe he's on the
yeah.
list of my who I may want to get a piece from.
Oh,
So
definitely. Yeah, he's been coming out with some crazy prints lately. Some really
yeah,
insane, like
yeah, yeah,
looking like almost like Alex Gray awareness kind of like pieces,
yeah.
and
I
like
think I think he's like a heavy conspiracy type of dude, ain't he? He like into like
yeah,
I don't know. I think he's into like conspiracies and like Illuminati and stuff like that. Which
yeah, right.
a lot of his content was heavy, like invisible hand kind of shit in the background, pulling the strings kind of thing,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
kind of cool.
He did some album covers too. I think he
Oh
did the
yeah,
Limp Bizkit album
yeah,
cover.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, he's that dude. He's that heavy. Like I said, he's that heavy hitter from Cali. Before him was this guy Hex, which was another heavy hitter. But I think
Hex.
when Mir started to really come about and establish himself, I think Hex was kind of on the downslide of his career, and he disappeared for a long time. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, when you think of L.A. graffiti in the '90s, I think of like
Saber.
Saber and fucking Mir, man. I mean, there's
Yeah,
others, but you know.
yeah, definitely. Dream was someone I
Oh
remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dream was
I
great.
think he was Oakland. I think Dream was from
Yeah,
Oakland.
he's North. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. And I think there was Ayer, Ayer. I remember him
yeah,
from
yeah,
West
yeah, yeah.
Coast too. So
He's like a innovator for a lot of the highway, the heaven spots and all that stuff. Yeah, see,
yeah,
I know a lot of that my LA history from like C's and some of these guys because I was a student to all this shit at one point, trying to pay attention to other scenes and stuff like that. But yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of different styles out there. And West Coast definitely came with a different approach to New York and spread to the world. It's cool.
No, yeah, it's really there.
What's
And
that
then I
say?
think
Sun. What does that say? Sun and venues. What is that?
Sun and Venus.
Oh, Venus. Oh,
So
I thought
like
there was IU or
yeah, so
UI.
see the VEN
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. That's cool.
US. Yeah, so this was like something I want to like messing with just letters and shit. Like giving, because like one thing about like us as like writers, right?
Mm.
Like we give personality to letters. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
understand what that means. It's like, what do you mean a personality to a letter? But like
yeah,
letters have their own like fucking look. They have their own attitude.
yeah. And you see so many different like letters in comics, and then some artists actually do that. They actually give a little bit of style to it and energy, and it's like
Mhm.
you almost wonder, like, oh, this guy could have been a writer.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why, but that's
Yeah.
this is something I did for my friend. He's like he's a rapper, so his name is
Okay.
Native Signals. So
That's dope. It's cool. It's clean. Very clean.
yeah, like that
That's
and
what's
shit.
up. That's good, man.
Thanks, Ewok. Yeah, so yeah, man. I think all I have left is I want to show you basically I just want to show my nudes and then the book I'm going to produce.
Okay.
Just so this is what I've been working on, but
Let's
yeah,
get it.
man, I appreciate the input. I think definitely a lot of respect towards you, bro. So I just want to
I appreciate you, man.
get your input. I want to support you through Patreon.
No,
I want
I do appreciate it. That's why I made the offer on my Patreon to people who are into that, because it's a tier that like I don't think people have access to. So I wanted to, if I stepped over to Patreon, I wanted to offer something a little, you know, a little more hands on and personal. So that was one of the things that you grabbed onto, man. So more power to you. Maybe other people will take it up. You know.
yeah, they should. No, because we all the artist community needs to always we should all stay together and ask questions because
Yeah,
sometimes you
and
don't
pass what you know, pass some knowledge along.
that's
You
what
know.
you know. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think
tell me about what's this? This is part of the project that you're talking about, or?
no, these are just news now. So get
Oh,
ready.
okay, okay, okay. Gotcha.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of my drink.
Yeah, go for it. Me too. So I see a little mixed on there. Is that like pen end, or is it bolt pen?
This is like a purple pencil. So I just outlined some like shit. It's like a banshee,
Okay.
and I just never finished it. But I wanted to make her look a little, gnarly.
Yeah,
But
I
it
got
was
you.
like some
Nails and
shit
stuff,
like
the
that.
hands going on. I see it.
That one I did this one.
That's dope.
That's
What's
like
that? That's cool.
Bisley. Bisley draws our favorite guy. he
Oh
draws
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the way you draw too.
I mean, I'm trying to take a notes from him in terms of like just voluptuous and bigger is better. And the fucking teenage boy in me back in the '90s, when I saw his take on women, I was like, God damn, nobody in comics is drawing chicks like this.
No. Well,
But
also, another guy who really started the father was probably Frazetta.
yeah,
Frazetta
yeah,
like
yeah,
started it all, like by basically like
yeah.
drawing these babes.
hmm Now, believe me, I've talked to Bisley about Frazetta because I wanted to pick his brain about Frazetta. And even he says that Frazetta told him, is like, yeah, your stuff's really good, but tone it down with like
Ah!
the proportions. But yeah, he everybody has their inspirations, I guess.
Yeah, their limits. That's funny that Frank said that because I know
Yeah.
they worked together in the
Well,
'90s.
you could totally tell, like the way when you see Frazetta, he's like that '70s legend, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
this dude came on the scene and he was probably like, dude, what are you doing? Why are their tits so big?
What? Because no, because that was the time during the '80s and '90s. Remember
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was a look during that time. So
yeah, totally.
yeah, so I remember that. Yeah, that's
That's cool.
so that one is like a
Nice.
succubus.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's cool stuff, man.
that one.
That's dope. That's cool.
This one's funny.
Yeah. that's,
Cool.
that's funny.
Good
It's
luck,
cool stuff,
Sheldon.
dude.
And then this one I did have a friend. But I never finished it.
Yeah, it's
Shit.
unfortunate. It was going good.
Yeah, fuck like that.
That's cool.
This one's sick. Yeah.
Care Bears in the back. That's funny. It's cool mashing up things. I like when things are all intertwined, and that's the artist take. Like someone else ain't doing that shit. It's cool.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, like that. She's like, like chocolate. Women love chocolate, right? So there's chocolate
Yeah,
bears.
yeah. That's
This one
dope.
was this one was like a artsy fartsy kind of piece.
Cool. That's good. Yeah, I like the highlights
Yeah,
almost like it kind of feels shiny,
thanks, bro.
like a wet look. It's kind of dope. I like it.
That one was
That's,
less.
that's cool.
It's playing with the light and shadows and stuff.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah, yeah.
model. She was
That's
cool.
cool. Nice.
All right, yeah. So that's that one, and then yeah, this is pretty much this is the book that
Nice.
I'm gonna do. So this is everything. Hopefully, I have two more to do.
Okay.
So when I starting tomorrow after work, I'm just gonna get to it. So
There you
that's fun.
go.
No more wasting time. So
Nice. That's cool.
it's a different like shit I did.
That's Oh, it's fun. It looks like you got all kinds of stuff smashed up in it. It's kind of cool. Layers.
Just like yeah, funny shit. Because I did these like to warm up. When I had to do a piece, I'm like, let me just look on Pinterest
Yeah,
and let me
just
just look
draw
at
some shit.
images. And I was on. I just want to practice drawing shit, like different things I don't draw. So I was like, all right, let me like make it funny. I guess I don't know.
It's a good practice to where
Yeah.
you're not really overthinking it. You just get it in. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. That's dope. Got like a green palette, red and black.
Every day.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is cool. Like yeah, this some
Little chia head on the side, Bob Ross.
yeah.
That's cool. Optimistic. That's dope. The
Yeah.
chick is dope. Chump. I like that. That's funny.
Chum. That was when that porn star said he had like a mushroom dick.
Yeah.
So that's why I did the toast.
Oh, that's funny. I
So,
like it. That's funny.
yeah, there's some more shit here.
That's cool. That's dope, man.
You know who that's from?
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
Biz. Biz.
Yeah, that's
Like,
cool. Yeah, you got the right, stuff you're appreciating, art wise, artists and shit. That's dope.
Yo, remember
Nice.
Cheech?
Yeah,
I
man.
remember.
Sure.
Yeah, I love
Bomber
Bodie
Bear.
was. I got all his
Yeah.
books in high school because I
Nice.
love showing my friends all the nasty shit they were doing in them. So it's
Yeah.
like,
That's an indie artist, man. That's
mm,
that dude from the '70s. Artist, indie publishes shit, doing his own thing. Didn't give a fuck about the industry. It's
Yeah,
cool.
no, I love that. It's I know Mark's doing his thing, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
He's still doing his thing for sure.
Let me
He's from the
copy.
same town that the Ninja Turtle dudes are from up there in Massachusetts, I think.
Oh, for real. Oh, so Eastman,
Yeah.
right? Eastman or
Yeah.
whatever.
Eastman, Kevin Eastman. I think
Yeah,
they were like friends or something. I'm not exactly sure of
yeah.
the actual heritage and who knew what who, but I know they're from the same town. That's cool.
There's some like letterings and shit. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool, man.
yeah, shit. Yeah, man. I hope I can sell this shit. That's what this to get everything
Yeah,
like. I gotta scan everything and then
yeah,
see how much it's gonna cost me and shit. So it's more
yeah. But
just doing.
there's options out there now. Like I said, it's very easy to publish. Just get your colors right when you scan them in and get the files prepped properly, and it should come back pretty good. That's cool.
Yo, Ewok, would you ever come out with like a book? Like Broken Windows, they took pictures of like what you were doing at the time.
Yeah,
Do you have those flicks? Would you put them in like
yeah.
a
See,
book?
so here's my. I mean, you're opening a can of worms. I could talk about this shit for another hour. The thing is, for me, dude, I don't want to get on some like Mother Earth shit, but like there's no shortage of fucking photo books and the footprint that a book takes to get made. But
Yeah,
I don't think the graph world needs another photo book
yeah.
unless it's done correctly. But I have a book I wrote, so it's mostly words, and
Mhm.
so I'm going to actually put something out, but I don't want it to be like just another photo book out there. Like to me, a photo book is almost like pointless because the same images you can see anywhere. If you're if you're into the novelty of a book, I think the book should have importance, content. So it's I have a lot of writing, like about 18, 19 chapters of stuff that I wrote, and in those chapters, I have images that are going to correlate back to the things that I was talking about. So that'll be the photos. So I may
Okay.
pull from that old stuff from that era. You know what I mean? If it's
Mhm.
content relevant, but I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's not like I'm trying to put out a book of just all my work. I mean, at this phase, I don't really see
You don't want to do that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I like my stuff. I know there's people out there that love my stuff, but I don't know if the masses would pick up on it. I don't think it's necessary. You know, but
Yeah, that'd be cool, like documentation in
yeah,
terms of like, 'cause I know I think like it'd be cool because like I know like you do different eras of your career. Like
yeah,
that would be like sick. Like you do like an echo chapter,
sure, sure,
showing
sure.
like that'd be like awesome.
Yeah, those are good times, man. There was a lot of good energy going on around the time and painting and a lot of talent. So it
Yeah,
was it's a good era of good things I painted. I was very painting a lot back then. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have
You
all
were
that stuff. I have all the pictures. I definitely have all my stuff historically documented, and that was
I have a
all hard.
question. You remember? Do you remember the block party in '05?
Yeah,
I think '06.
yeah. I wasn't there though, but I know of it.
How come? Yeah, I was thinking because
Yeah,
I even asked someone. I know Sub
yeah,
was there. And I was asking like, yo, how come Ewok's not here? Because everyone
yeah.
else was painting the fucking train panels.
I think in terms of the train, that was Mark's, I guess, brainchild to make that come to life. I think that was a Metal Med Ed built that train for the block party,
Yeah,
and it's a limited space kind of thing. And I think they were just trying to get like the older generation to paint that, which is it's all good. Um,
yeah,
I don't know. At the time, I think I was still like the young buck, so it wasn't for me to bogart into any kind of project. If they ask me, I'm down. But like when it came to like that type of thing, it's for me to just like let those dudes get their shine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So it was like the older generation of the guys were painting, and it's just kind of how when those kind of opportunities present themselves in New York, they're always going to go to like the oldest generation alive in a sense that's still with us to kind of let them showcase their shit, which is the way it should be. I'm not in any rush. I get my time, I get my chances to do what I got to do, and everything has a time frame. You know what I mean? So
True. That's true.
I'm just patient, do what I got to do, and let people shine when it's their turn to shine. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
I feel you.
and it could have been that was around the time too. I think I had like open cases and shit, so I might not have wanted to paint in public.
Okay,
or
yeah.
have to wear a mask or some shit. I don't really remember too much, to be honest. Um,
That was yeah. That time was, it was so cool, man.
yeah,
I was there. I got to see everyone paint.
yeah,
Sass was there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Saw T Kid, Wade,
yeah, 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 yeah,
Cycle was
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember the
Yeah.
pictures and shit. It was pretty epic. I mean,
Nah,
if
I
anything,
was
I
like,
probably
wow.
would have like caught a tag on the train because I remember people were like layering tags and shit like that.
Yes, they would just
You
come
know?
up and shit like, "Who are you?" It's like,
Yeah, yeah. But that's just the way it was. I think that the release for the video game.
yeah, getting up.
Okay, so
Yep.
that's what it was. So
Yeah.
I think it might have been letting the guys showcase who were like the main characters in the game. Because I worked on the
Uh,
game, but I was more of like like I had to do work for the characters of the game needed like content to their arsenal. So I was more of like a versatile person to do different. I think I did like a white mic. I did like the train tag. I don't know if you remember that shit, but I think I did
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I just remember like the artwork he did for Echo
Yeah.
at that time. I was like, man, this shit's
Yeah. I worked on
like
a
it's
lot
just
of
different at the time.
I worked on a lot of the back end of the game. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's.
it
Yeah,
was cool.
I guess that makes sense. You don't want because
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason why you want to be there because of if you had some cases going on,
Yeah,
they could just.
I had a lot of stuff happening around like 2001 to like 2003 or some shit like that. I don't really remember specifics, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it was a different time back then. Vandal Squad was pretty heavy. They were definitely
Yeah.
there in attendance, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I
So,
think Bloomberg wanted to. He wanted to shut it. He didn't want it to happen. That's why I remember. He was
yeah,
trying
that's
to.
right. I think they had an issue with like permits or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think they covered their ass with all their permits and stuff. So I think it
Mm.
was I think they had to shut down at a certain time. I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was a cool fucking day, man. I'm so happy
yeah,
I went to that shit. I was like, wow. I was like fucking 14.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that shit impacted kids, man. Heavy, heavy. That's
Yeah.
cool. So you're gonna call it Fab? FAB? What's that? Is that the name of it?
No, the name of it is going to be Sketch Daily,
Yeah,
and just I just put my sticker on there. But like,
but Fab is kind of like your last name abbreviated or whatever.
yeah, it's my last name abbreviated. 'Cause that's
Okay,
what my teachers just called me that back in high school. They was like, "What up,
gotcha,
Fab?"
gotcha, gotcha. That's
And then
cool.
like,
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're gonna call it that. That's cool.
yeah, and
It's
just like
dope. It's
different
dope, man. You got it
illustration.
all. Everything's all layered up and shit. It's cool. That's a dope character on the left there, and the black hair. It's
Yeah,
dope.
like Elvira check.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I know, man. I love illustration.
Mm,
That's why I like. I know the artists that like we're like in the same. We kind of in the same room. Like we kind of like we do our all
mm.
the artists I'm influenced by. Like I know you like Biz. Like
Yeah,
Biz
yeah,
is important to me. So it's like I like art that's like rebellious.
sure.
That's kind of like
Yeah,
I don't like.
he's a fucking madman. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. I love it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man.
So hopefully these sell.
Yeah, it's a variety, man. You
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of shit in there. That's dope. Yeah, keep pushing, dude.
Thank you, Walk. Thank you,
That's
man.
another reason why I wanted to do my project is just because it's very ambitious. I have a lot of pages to do, but from the first page to like when it ends, you're gonna see a huge, development of personal stuff. So I wanted to use it as a tool to laugh at like the first page and then be like, "Damn, look where it ended up," you know. So
How much more do you have left for your
I I have a lot,
project?
dude. I have a lot. Yeah, I have no planned goal or finish. I'm not rushing it. It's just something I'm trying to do for myself, just for the fun of it. And
Okay,
you know,
organically.
yeah, and I have like a bunch of fake ads inside of it, and so I'm doing all those ads and shit like that. So it's a lot of content, but I'm trying to stick to a page a week with my busy schedule. So
I
that's
feel
the
you.
goal. And just see, I can. The beauty of it is I can literally stop it at any point. It's not like a complete story. There are multiple stories that just keep going, like a lot of little cameo stories of just like a quick thing here into the next, a quick thing here into the next. It's not going to be what people think it's going to be when it's finished. So
Okay. Keep my eyes open.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking at on Patreon for sure and the
it'll be
videos.
yeah, 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 yeah. You've seen some of the heads up, the updated stuff. The
Yeah.
public is not up to speed with that shit yet, but yeah,
Yeah,
But yeah,
man. So yeah,
that's
so
dope.
it's
That
something.
tiger's dope. Chick on the right's dope. Yeah, it's dope stuff, man. It's
Yeah,
cool.
man. Yeah, so yeah. That's. I think I have like. I want to show you the this part, this stuff I've been working on. This is like personal shit.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is
See,
not. This is different, but this is like something like like journaling art and shit,
that's
where I'm
cool.
like writing my feelings and shit.
Hey, man, that's what art's supposed to be. In its purest.
Yeah.
It's an escape. It's a form of self therapy in a sense. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's dope. This is a lot more layered than the other pages. It's all filled in a lot more. It's cool.
Yeah, these are recent. These are more recent.
Okay.
That's why they
Okay.
look a little more.
Yeah, lean into it, man. I would say, you know, compact it all, make it fill it in better, like thorough.
Okay.
Like these are full. All four corners are solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're
Yep.
saying like they can make make fuck. Don't let the page breathe. Fuck it. Just go.
Yeah, like
Just like fill
like
it up.
like for instance, turn the book to the right a little bit, sideways. It's like sideways. So like you see on the left hand side, it says "sick bad world," and then
Yeah.
you got the cat bunny thing there in the bottom.
Yeah.
I would blend the green out so it almost like just hits the ears a little bit, so there's no white.
So
Don't
it
make
bleed it
don't make
out more.
yeah, just like smash everything together. I mean, you have to find your borders with the character art now, but don't be worried about things overlapping. Overlapping is good as long as you're purposely putting one in the foreground and something goes in the background. You
Okay.
know, I mean, as far as a school teacher would tell you, don't do things that are confusing. You don't want to make it all look like it's separated, but there's a thing to actually purposely making it look a little confusing because then it makes the eye want to figure it out more. But if you go
I.
too far, it can look way too confusing. So that's one of my big takeaways from comic artists. Sometimes people do such complicated black and white pages, you
Mhm.
can't even tell what the fuck is going on. Like a fight scene, you can't tell whose leg is what. And it's like one of my biggest pet peeves about artists that they don't define it to be easy to understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a taste level of purposely doing a little bit, but if it's way too complicated, you're never going to figure it out. And it's just like to be that good of an artist and not know that, it just blows my mind. It's weird to me.
Yeah. That's because I think you want it to read well. That's what
Yeah,
they say. Like.
exactly. But like what you're doing is you're purposely layering stuff. So you could pick foreground, background, use line weight to push things in the foreground a little bit if you want, borders and edges and force field colors and pop colors and shit like that. You can use all those tools. But yeah, it's
Perfect.
cool. It's looking good, man. Keep doing it.
Yeah. This is the. That's not the last one. This is the last page. So I
Okay.
just put this one.
That's dope. I like that bottom right. It's kind of cool. Little creepy hand right there. It's dope.
Yeah. This pink.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
it.
I mean, again, dude, I can't tell you much else other than just certain little feedbacks, but I would just, you know, in the future, just plan to go a little bigger. That's all.
Okay.
Just step it up to, not that this ain't pro, but like, you want to have a page like an impact when you hold it. You're like, damn, you know what I mean?
You want to fill it up.
Yeah. Just take yourself, you know what it is too? Any kid, any talented kid in school can draw on that size paper. But those kids ain't stepping up to a larger scale. That's a professional industry size. So, in a sense, you're doing yourself a favor by separating yourself from them just by stepping into a different size. And then if they
Okay.
jump in, it's like I'm my own worst enemy in that sense because I'm like very good at like acrylic painting. And
Mhm.
then people are like, so how come you don't do oil? I'm like, well, it takes too long. But they're like, yeah, but you could sell your painting for more and it's
Yeah.
different colors. I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's a different speed, it's a different medium that I have to start all over and figure out. But in a sense, what I'm telling you is I should be telling myself like it would take me immediately into a different realm of people who don't paint oil. It would completely separate me from all the people who just do acrylic. But for whatever reason, I'm content with it. But still, I have like $2,000 worth of oil paints. I just have yet to fucking dive into it. It's on my to do list. I just need a little bit more time to play with a piece and leave it out. But that's something you could do instantly. Just jump into a bigger size page if you wanted. Your
It's funny you
layouts will
say
change.
about the oil because I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I fuck with acrylic,
Yeah.
but I always had hesitancy with oil because it's a
Yeah.
whole different kind of approach. It's not the
It's
same approach you do with acrylic. Acrylic's fucking easy.
it's unfortunate because I could be a real fine artist in acrylic, but they'll like let's say I'm trying to play that gallery game in Soho or some shit. They might look
Yeah,
at my work and be like, "Well, why isn't this oil? You should be doing oil. I could sell it for 4 times as much." And
yeah,
I'd sit there and be like, "Well, it's the same content. Just what's the difference?" They just want it to sound expensive. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And the archiving and the colors and stuff like that, you can get more out of it. But yeah, I have 2 friends that are incredible oil painters, and they're just like, "Dude, what are you doing? Why aren't you painting in oil?" I just don't have the patience and the setup to leave
yeah.
things out. And for years, I had a cat too, so I didn't need him to be putting hair all up in my paintings while it's drying. But
Yeah, that, that's a
but
whole.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy you say that. I've never fucked with oil. I want to too. I have that
yeah,
desire, but I just know that it's like maybe hopefully soon I will like just say fuck it, just give it a
yeah.
try. But
I mean, you know what you're doing with your page? You're creating your layout already. So like you could just take that and
yeah,
just upsize it to an oil painting, and it would have an incredible style. But that's cool, man. I
yeah,
appreciate
man.
you
Thanks,
taking
EWOK.
the opportunity to grab me up. I've been wanting to get back on the live. I haven't really
Yeah,
done one in about 2 weeks. I'll probably maybe do one on Thursday or Friday. I'm gonna get back on and do another page. Trying to do more lives. I'll get my boy Dre on. You gotta check him out. But
yeah, definitely want to see Dre's tattoo work.
yeah, he's an incredible tattoo artist, man. And he used to write graffiti too. It's pretty funny. He's like a Bronx kid. He used to write what all back in the
Yeah.
early 2000s and shit. But
It's funny. I miss writing, bro. I had this urge that I want to go back out and like, because the Graff game in New York is kind of lame right now. It's like a bunch of toys and
don't
it's
get me
not there's no.
started.
I know, but it's like it's so fucking lame. I was driving on the Bruckner today. I'm like, yo, like Bronx usually has their shit, but it's like
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
It's so whack. I'm like, fuck. I
yeah,
kind of like miss like it's like out of towners come in and they put a tag and shit up, and I'm like that
yeah.
sucks. Like where like I wish you would go come up and do some shit. But I know like you're older. I know like it's a different setup now, but it's
It's not so much that, man. It's just like the amount of time I can put into things.
so
It's
I know
like
it's like,
it, it's like some people could say like, "Oh, I just don't do it anymore." That's not me. If I have a can of paint and I have an opportunity, it still does what it does. I just don't have the time to go seek out the amount of time it takes to actually build up anywhere. Like there's things I do that people just don't see, and if they do, it's like a little treat. But I still paint. It's just my schedule doesn't allow me to get away as much as I used to. The same with like I used to be a b-boy, and like fortunately I was good before life kicked in. But once life started to kick in, it took a lot just to go practice. It would take me traveling uptown to where I was training in the Washington Heights, then to practice, and then I have to travel all the way home. It's like killing my whole night is just going to practice. So it's just it
yeah,
doesn't allow me to do that unless it's right readily in my house or something like that. So I just have to manage my time differently, and I have goals. And
yeah. You got responsibilities.
as much as I would love to drive down to Bruckner and see something on a wall of my own, for me to make that happen, it's a whole night thing. But
Yeah,
that said, opportunities do present themselves at times, and that does happen. So you know
let's see what happens. Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's
So
a that's a habit that'll never die. It's just availability, and I'm not taking anything away from people who do that solely to this day. Like it's a dedication that's on them. But I mean, you got to be honest. A lot of those dudes don't have that much other things
going
pressing.
on. No, no, you're right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like,
Yeah,
it is dope to see it, but it's almost. I'm an adult now, man, and it's kind of when you see dudes going really, really hard and they don't have their fucking bases covered, they don't got their fucking bills paid. It's almost sad because you, you know you're not a
yeah.
kid
No,
anymore, man. We all got bills to pay, and there's a lot of responsibilities. So if you don't have that stuff covered, and you're doing this shit, and you're bragging about how you're up more than others, it's like, dude, at that age, you should be bragging about other things, and then handle your shit. You know what I mean? So
no, no. You're right.
right now I'm just trying to handle my shit, keep things juggled, balance, do what I got to do, and like I said, man, I have a lot of goals, dude. So I have a lot of things I'm trying to work on. Not a lot of people have a lot of goals. So,
No, no, definitely, definitely.
you
You
know,
you have the ambitious spirit. So you want
yeah,
that.
man.
I feel that. I definitely seen your work, bro. So
I do
Yeah,
appreciate it. I
definitely.
do appreciate you subscribing to the Patreon. People know. Hop over there.
Yeah.
You got benefits and
People
exclusive
should,
shit.
people sign up. Go sign up for Patreon and support
Yes, sir.
EWOK and definitely do another one-on-one. I want to see other artists do that. It'd be sick.
Yeah, man. And you got me over there too. So if you ever work on more stuff and you want to show it to me again, you can holler at me. That's the
Absolutely,
beauty.
bro.
That's the back end beauty of that Patreon shit. Is just like if you guys want to talk on there, I'm there too. So
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah,
you
no,
know.
definitely. I follow some other artists too. Some other cool writer, some cool illustrators.
Okay.
So we just ask questions of each other, and it's like a community. I think
Yeah.
I actually am grateful for that
Nice.
medium.
Nice. Nice.
But yo,
Yeah, that's
thank you. I
dope, man.
think so. Thank you a lot, you all, for your time, man. And
No problem, man. And you already know if you're on Patreon, you're gonna have a early, you know, uh, heads up to things and little opportunities. So I'm gonna take care of you guys when things come around and
for
start
sure,
getting published first. I think you guys will get taken care of first and shit. So, but
sweet.
yeah. So check the lives. You got an Instagram you want to plug or anything like that?
Yeah,
Social
follow
media.
me at Chris Fab Artista Simba Fab.
Okay.
And that's my handle. That's my handle. Follow me
Nice.
if you want. But yeah, man, keep working, man. I'll definitely share some stuff with you if I when I get going too, man. So I want to keep you in the loop
Sounds good, brother. You know how to get at me.
for sure.
I
But have
think
a good night, you
so.
walk.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think that was 111 minutes. That's not too bad. Cool.
man.
Yeah.
I actually got to do some laundry. So
Yeah. Yeah. See what I'm saying? We got
see,
responsibilities, man.
I gotta do my shit. I can't go fucking go writing out right now.
Nice, nice. No painting on the Bruckner till your laundry's done.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Good
Chris,
show.
I'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you again. We'll talk
You
soon.
got it, bro. Peace
All
out.
right, man. Have a good night.